in the bell curve, what I spoke about, there is another dimension to it, okay, and which is a time dimension, okay. So if we look at time, how to manage time, we can discuss that, and I will tell you the real analysis of the bell curve, how one can use time. Now, if you look at time, it is like gold. ये वक्त आपका है, आप सोना बना सकते हो, या आप सोकर गुजार सकते हो. Which means that you use your time either in sleeping or you can make it and turn it into a gold. Okay, that's what I always believe. Time is money, people say, and that is true. Now, if we put all these concepts into the bell curve, we can divide the time, as I said in the past, into 6 brackets. 0 to 10 years of age, at the life stage of 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50 and 60. So there are 6 parts to it. And now when you look at time, and if you analyze deeper into time, you will realize, which I'm going to give realization to you and give awareness to you, that how you're going to manage time from now on. It's basically a period of awakening for anyone, which generally we don't do. But if you look at this chart and understand this simple concept of mathematical time and hours, we'll realize the importance of valuing time, because you can convert that time into gold. Now let's look at a person with age of 20 to 25 years, all right? And when he looks at this chart, or we apply this chart to him, and an average expectancy of life, let's say 65 or 60. So if we take an average, it could be plus 5 years, plus 10 years also, and somebody might live 100 years also. But then if you look at just a general average bell curve theory, a person with age of 25 will have, let's say, 40 years or 45 years of another years to live from now, right? Now, that is limited. God has given not more than 24 hours to anyone, and 365 days in a year, not more than that. I cannot have more than 25 hours. If I work, there is a next day. Therefore, I split this 40 years into 3 parts, or a day rather into 3 parts. In a day, we have 24 hours. 24 hours we are going to split into 3 parts. One part will be your work, which you're going to do, either a professional work or you're going to do a job or something. So on an average, a person works for 8 hours. Sometimes he'll work for 10 hours, 12 hours, but then that will be compensated with sleep, because he needs sleep. Human beings will need sleep. So today you might work for 8, tomorrow when you're young, probably, you will work more than 10 hours, 12 hours in a week, in a day. And then if you average out, it will be 8 hours. Now out of 24 hours, it will be 8 hours for work. The second part will be your sleep. You need sleep. It is scientifically proven that if you sleep less, you will sleep the next day or maybe after that. But you have to sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours to have a good, healthy life. So the second part of 8 hours of sleep has gone, 8 hours of work has gone, so that leaves with you only 8 hours in a day for the rest of 40 years of period, of 42 years of balanced life, right? So I would say that, okay, 8 hours, when you wake up, you will spend time in, your morning routine, another 3 to 4 hours traveling and going to the office. So first 8 hours, half the of that, which is 4 hours, is gone. So when you come back exhausted from the office, you have only 4 hours for yourself. You might watch TV, or you might take a shower, or use computers, or play games, or play with your kids, or whatever. So that's only 4 hours. Now, therefore, if you take mathematical terms, and I take an average balanced period of life left for a youth or a young individual of 20 years of age, I would assume, for the sake of convenience, 42 years of life going forwards. out of which he will spend 14 years, 42, one third of 42 will be 14 years he will be spending in sleep. One third of 42 years will go in sleep. One third will go in work, which is going to work for 14 years next. And one third, which is 14 years left, will be for his own self. Out of 14 years, he will spend time, as I said, it will be only 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the evening. In between, he will do the job. So, therefore, which means he has got only 7 years left from now, if he is assumed to be age 25. And if I multiply that in years and number of hours, it will be 365 days in a year into 7 years into 24 hours, which means 61,320 hours only. That is life. Left for him 61,320 hours. Mind it. Just that much. Which means he has to spend that time either for himself. Within that, he has to spend time with his family. He has to spend time with his friends. And the most important thing, which I think, is time for introspection. Time to realize, time to be aware of what he is doing, where he is heading. This awareness, when somebody uses his time to the best of his ability and manages time well, he will be most successful, he will be most happy, and he will have no regrets in life. That is the whole crux of this time concept in the bell curve, which I have spoken today. Therefore, it is very important for somebody to realize this, that this is the only number of hours left. Yes, I am not saying this is sacrosanct, that it's exactly 61,320 hours, but it could be 80,000 hours for somebody, it could be 90,000 hours for somebody who is younger. Okay, it is relative. But on an average, if you look at it, just number of hours, just imagine you cannot waste time. You have to enjoy, you have to read books, you have to pray God, you have to make friendship, and you have to live the life to the fullest. That's the whole philosophy behind creating a bell curve and explaining this to you today. Now, when you have 8 hours left out of 24 hours of day, it is exactly again 61,320 hours. If you take it maybe 70,000 hours or whatever, okay, for the balance period of your life, starting from 25, you are just a college guy coming out of the college and starting work or maybe doing business, right? So if you say that yes, you want to make 8 crores, for example, which is 80 million rupees, then your charge out is 1,000 rupees per hour. 80,000 hours into 1,000, which means you are going to make 8 crores. But then if you don't realize this, you will not make that goal. So if you have 8 crores or maybe 20 crores or whatever, just divide your financial goal number that you want to achieve over a 10-year period, 20-year period, 30-year period with this number which I gave. It's a ballpark estimate, but it's a very good point that yes, you have to make 1,000 rupees per hour, 2,000 rupees per hour or 3,000 rupees per hour. That's what people use for charging their clients also in the corporate world. Most of the people have timesheets, either in the software business or you talk of auditing firms or chartered accountants or professionals or lawyers. They use this timesheet concept and it's an hourly charge. That's how they are making practical use of money, and that's how that same concept applies to our life as well. That if I want to make X amount of money, then that's X number of hours are there with me. And therefore, if I don't make it, I will not reach that financial goal. You may make less money, but then this is the way you can actually apply and be aware that yes, from now on, yes, I can use this. That is the practical utility of this bell curve theory.